but the other two will be shorter. So, now, given a graph, can we write the piecewise function for it? My advice is to first figure out your domains, and then find the functions. So, you see this will be a domain for this line, and then this line will be a separate domain. So, let's go ahead and write f of x, f of x equals, we draw our bars because we're going to have two of them. So whatever this one is when x, it goes from this negative infinity all the way to 0, and 0 is included. So this is for when x is less than or equal to 0. And then the other one is for when x is after 0, so positive. So when x is larger than 0. And this, you see, we have an open circle, so it's not included. So this is just a greater than sign. All right, now let's find out the values of these functions. This function has a slope of -1. What's the y-intercept be? It intersects the y-axis right here at -2. So that means this equation is y equals -1x minus 2. So this is where our function goes, right here. This is -1x minus 2. I suppose I should have changed colors to represent the different functions. That probably would have been helpful. Okay, so maybe I'll just... Nope, that's not going to work. All right, x greater than 0. Okay, now this function right here, what's the slope? All right, pick 2 points. We go up 1, 2 over 1, up 1, 2 over 1, up 1, 2 over 1. So the slope is 2 over 1, which you can simplify to 2. Where is our y-intercept? Kind of, it approaches this value down here, which is -3. But that is taken care of right here. So that means this equation is y equals mx, so 2x, plus b, so -3. So that is this expression, 2x minus 3. All right, pause the video, try the next one on your own, and then watch the video and see if you got it right. Okay, so let's write a piecewise function for this graph. Notice that there are 3 separate sections, which now, that means we're going to have 3 separate expressions in our piecewise function, and that's okay. So, f of x equals, all right, let's figure out our domains. Let's just go from left to right this time and just see how you can decide how to do it in the future on your own. So, this one goes from -infinity, and we stop at -2. So this is the domain for this one is x is less than or equal to -2. Now, what is the equation for this line? Well, the slope is -1, and the y-intercept, oh, it doesn't quite cross the y-axis. So let's just keep drawing this line and figure out where it does. So the slope is -1, so -1, 1, -1, 1. We intercept at -2, so that means this b will be -2 if we were to get there, which means the equation of this line is y equals -1x minus 2. So that's this one. So this first function is -1x, or you can just write -x, that's just fine too, minus 2. Now I'll change colors to represent we're going to move on to the middle function. A weird green color. Okay. So I'll just put my work down below. All right, what is the slope of a horizontal line? Actually, let's first do the domain. Okay, this goes from -2 to 1. And notice both of our circles are empty, which means we're not going to use any equal signs. They're just greater than or less than signs. So we go from -2. So that means -2 is going to be less than x. It's going to be less than 1. So that means x is between -2 and 1. All right, and what's the slope of this function? Slope of a horizontal line is 0, my friends. And then the y-intercept? Well, 2. So that means the equation for this line is just y equals 2. So this one is just 2. Finally, oh, I already got blue. Let's do a red. That's kind of a Union Knights color. All right. Finally, we go from x equals 1 forever and ever. So this is just going to be for when x is larger than or equal to, because this is a closed circle, 1. Alrighty, so what's the equation of this line? You might say the slope is 2, rise over run. The y-intercept, we have to kind of do the same thing again and try to figure out where it crosses. So remember, okay, so let's see, let's start here. We go over 1, down 2, over 1, down 2. So this is where it would cross the y-axis, which is at -3. So that means the equation for this line is 2x, because 2 is our slope, minus 3, the y-intercept. So that's the expression. This is our last expression. 2x minus 3. Oh. All right, 2x minus 3, and this is our piecewise function. We have 3 different expressions, 3 different domains, and it represents this graph right here. All right, so that's it for objective 2. Email me if you have any questions at all.